meeting law, GL Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's June 16, 2021 revised order extending remote participation by all members in any meeting of a public body. This meeting, the Great Barrington Selectboard, will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and general guidelines from remote participation by members of the public and their parties with a right and a requirement to attend the meeting can be found on the town's website. To this meeting, members of the public who wish to listen to the meeting may do so by looking at the instructions at the top of the agenda. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event we're unable to do so, despite best efforts, we'll post on the town's website an audio video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Pursuant to Mass General Law 7C 30A, Section 20F, after notifying the chair of the public body, any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session of a meeting of a public body, or may transmit the meeting through any medium. At the beginning of the meeting, the chair shall inform other attendees of any such recordings. This meeting is being recorded by the town, by CTSB, and by Berkshire Edge, as well as other members of the public. Any member of the public wishing to speak at the meeting must receive permission of the chair. The listing of agenda items are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. We'll start with Select Board's announcements and statements. Garfield.
I'm set for right now. Well, actually, let me take that back. And you can tell me if I should do this now or not. I wanted to make a mention of the Relay for Life. As
go right ahead.
17-year, maybe 18-year survivor, we are having it again in September this year, and it will be at the Guardian in Pittsfield. So I'm encouraging anyone, certainly from South County, to try to venture up north. Everyone, I'm sure, knows someone who's had cancer, has been affected, their family and their friends. So I would encourage anyone to attend, and if you can't, maybe make a donation. But it's important that we get the word out and people aware and come if you're feeling poorly. You will not be alone. You'll be with friends you haven't met yet. So please take that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Garfield. Eric?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Thank you. Ed?
Two quick things. One, just a shout out and a thank you to to Gene Carr and the many volunteers who've made the Berkshire Busk so successful. The last few weekends when it has not been raining, it's just been amazing to walk around downtown and hear all the music and see so many people enjoying it. And then also just my condolences, along with everyone else's, to the police department about Biko, the department's therapy dog. That's all I have.
Thank you. Lee?
And I think you're reading off my paper because those were the two things that I were going to bring up. So I have nothing to say. Thank you. I just echo what I said.
I have nothing at this point. Town manager's report.
Thanks, Steve. So I have a number of very brief updates this evening. And first on the list is, of course, Houstonic Waterworks. The second and final report by DPC Engineering will be presented at our August 9th meeting. Another code red call will go out to the village as we get a little closer, and hopefully everyone received our notices on Facebook late last week and our call earlier today. Zoning enforcement updates. A zoning enforcement letter, a cease and desist order was sent to two property owners, actually, both for the same reason, hosting commercial events in a residential zone. This is 250 Long Pond Road and 145 Hurlburt Road in town. Neither have been appealed to the best of my knowledge as of today, and staff will continue to monitor the activity at these two locations. State Road Main Street Bridge update. I know I keep giving you the same update that we're a week or two from completion, and I apologize. We're still a week or two from completion, and the reason for that is the high humidity we've had recently and the excessive amounts of rain. The contractors need average humidity and at least 3 days of sunshine to be able to put the final coat on that. bridge. So as long as the weather cooperates, we'll be able to wrap that project up very shortly. The railings you'll see will be installed this week, and then and we can move past that project. All of the steel work underneath is completed at this time, so we're really just waiting for contractors to complete painting. Housatonic neighborhood meeting. The reason I have this on the agenda for tonight is to just take a quick poll of our select board members and get some feedback in light of the delay in presentation for DPC's Housatonic Waterworks report tonight. I just wanted to ask the board how you feel about proceeding with our August 3rd date, or whether you'd like to reschedule for after the 9th when we hear from DPC.
I suspect we're going to want a separate meeting just to deal with the water.
Oh, we will, we definitely.
So we may want to go ahead with the meeting and discuss other issues.
Yeah, I mean, this meeting isn't only Housatonic Waterworks.
But it will be if we wait till after.
Well, but that's up to the select board. That's up to everyone. I have no problem either way.
I'd be inclined to go ahead and do it as scheduled.
Garfield, Eric?
I would be inclined to do it as well. Maybe we can clear further things up even before that meeting. So I'm okay with the 3rd.
Lee, Eric?
I guess just curious, if we do it on the 3rd, it's strictly a Zoom meeting, correct? We won't be meeting in Housatonic?
At this point, yes, that's correct. And it may be that way for the rest of August, so it's.
Okay.
Lee?
Well, my inclination was to wait and just get a full, get both reports, just so Housatonic residents have a sense of, whether it's something that they do want to bring up the meeting. I'm not, feeling particularly strong either way, but I just thought that the residents might want to have a full picture going into this meeting rather than only having one report. And that was my feeling, was to wait and give the residents the opportunity to have both reports and be able to discuss whatever topic that they feel is most important and on their mind.
We're saying that we'll have this one, Steve, but you're thinking that we'll have one again, right, like somewhat right after for the Housatonic.
Yeah, I mean, the purpose of this meeting was to talk about all things Housatonic, not just the waterworks. And once the second report comes out, we're not going to discuss the second report on the night of the report, but we'll do the same thing we did with the first report. We'll have people ask questions specifically about the report. Then we'll have a select board meeting to discuss it. And it'll either be a regular Monday night meeting, which is devoted almost entirely to it, or it will be a separate meeting. But we have to give an hour or 2 hours to talk about it. We can't it's not going to take 15 minutes.
So are you saying that at this meeting, we're not going to be talking about the water?
I didn't say that, but that's not going to be the sole topic.
Yeah, no, I figure that the residents would be leading, that we would be listening primarily. So if they wanted to talk about the water, they could. And I was just feeling that they would have both reports in front of them and we might have a more complete discussion. But again, I'll defer to the majority. That was my original thinking.
So Eric and Garfield and Ed, you still feel that we should have it on the 3rd?
I do, just because there may be some information we can still garner then and take. So yes, I do. We should have them both, but I'm all right with going ahead on the 3rd.
Eric, you feel the same way?
Yes.
So we'll have it on the 3rd, but when we advertise it, we'll make it very clear that it's about all things Housatonic. And then we'll have another meeting, which will again allow Housatonic residents to speak about the 2 reports. And we'll speak too. And I suspect it may take more than one meeting, but there's some, major discussions going on. Okay,
Great.
Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Housatonic School is next on my list, and as you know, the town approved $25,000 to tarp the roof and board the windows at the former Housatonic School. I just wanted to give the board and the public an update tonight to let you know that the bid documents are being finalized this week. The project will be advertised publicly next week, and the contract Assuming all goes according to plan, the contract should be awarded by the end of August. So our goal is to have this buttoned up in plenty of time for winter. Trust Policy Committee update. This was something that was brought to our attention last week, or brought up last meeting during citizen speak time. At this point, we've run the ad on 3 occasions now: February 22nd, March 18th, and June 14th. We posted it on Facebook and on our website news page, which of course sends an automated email out to subscribers. So we've advertised 3 times. To date, we have 1 resident from Alford that has applied to be on this committee and 1 resident from Stockbridge. So I'd like to just ask the board what you would like us to do. Would you like us to repost again? Not quite sure what to do.
Who are the members on it right now, Mark, please?
We have not appointed anyone to this.
You don't have anyone? Oh, okay, sorry.
This is a brand new committee. I would say put it on the back burner for 4 or 6 weeks, and then we'll talk about it and put it on an agenda again. That's, maybe a couple months. Let's just move on.
Okay.
Anyone disagree with that?
Well, do we have a sense of what, I mean, obviously, Mark, you've said what this committee is entrusted to do. Is there anything that we feel like we're not educating the citizens about it, or I'm just wondering?
The advertisement had, we embedded a link to the charter that was approved by this board. The roles, responsibilities, the expectations, the makeup of the board and whatnot. I haven't had anyone reach out to me personally asking for clarification. So I don't know if that's, if that's part of the issue, but we just don't seem to be able to attract enough interested folks.
Erica Milkey, go ahead.
Thanks. I'm super interested in the trust policy, and I haven't seen the ad anywhere. So I guess I'm not looking in the right places, but it occurs to me that if I'm interested and haven't been able to find it, it's confusing to me that I haven't been able to find it. And there's a little bit of a lack of clarity around whether it's combined with an oversight committee or not. That's part of the update I was hoping for, because I was really confused by the last meeting we had. And we were in a meeting with Chief Storty this morning, and he also doesn't know if that's supposed to be an oversight committee or not. So I was hoping for some clarity around what the purpose is and also where it's being advertised.
So my recollection is that this is a trust policy committee, not a police oversight committee. We were waiting for the new legislation to go into effect, the statewide police oversight committee, just to kind of see how that would play out before we moved in that direction. Is that
That's
what
correct.
you remember? Okay.
Yes.
As far as advertising the openings, we again posted it on Facebook. We also posted it on the news feed on our website. And when we post anything to our news feed, it automatically sends an email out to everyone that subscribes to our website. So those are the 2 locations we've advertised so far. The only other place that we from time to time do advertise is the Shopper's Guide, but that hasn't been as effective recently as we had hoped either.
Okay, thanks for that. I didn't realize there was a way to subscribe to the town website even. And as you know, I'm trying to be involved, so that's good to know.
So Erica, while we put it on hold for a little while, why don't you send an email to the town manager expressing your interest, and that'll get us up to 3, and we'll take a little break and we'll start advertising again.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe if we, obviously, Multicultural Bridge knows about this, but maybe if we just send it directly to them, and they might be able to help us get the word out.
I think that would have been really helpful. Like, I was looking for the ad to forward to people and couldn't get my hands on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
We'll get that too.
Move on.
Yeah.
Library reopening updates. I just wanted to mention that both Mason Library and the Ramsdale Library reopened this morning to near pre-COVID hours. So Mason will now be open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Ramsdale will be open Tuesday and Wednesday from 1 to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays from 10 to 3 p.m. We are working on a press release to get the word out to our local media outlets, so we should have that out early this week as well. And then one final add-on to my report tonight. This is based on the calls and questions that we received over the weekend during the fire district's boil order. It was very clear that there's a good number of residents in town that are still not signed up for our Code Red alerts. So I just wanted to encourage people to visit our website. There's an icon right on the homepage of our website where you can just click it. It's about 30 seconds, 45 seconds of information we need from you, your name, your phone number, and you can automatically sign up to receive phone calls, text messages, emails, and you can choose how you'd like to receive notifications from us. But I really just wanted to encourage people to sign up because, a boil order is very important, and it's the most important tool we have to get the information out there when something like this happens.
Mark, I had a couple of things related to that. A couple questions I had. Is there a way to have the ID on the phone number come up as Town of GB, or the Gmail address that comes from the sender? Because some people said, they didn't recognize the phone number and they, rejected the call, or they didn't have it in their address.
Mine came up as Code Red, so
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what kind of phone you have or what system you're using.
Yeah, I believe it comes up as an 888 number, and what you, I think, would have to do is save that number
That's what I
as
did.
Code Red
Yep.
or Town of Great Barrington, and then it would come up in your contacts going forward. But I'll see if there's anything we can do on the caller ID end of it to change that.
But if not, maybe when they sign up for Code Red, if you can put something in there that says, put the number in your contacts under Code Red, so then it won't be a foreign number. That's a good idea.
And we do have a reminder that we posted this morning on Facebook, and I'd like to see a table at the car show again this year. I know we've done that in the past.
Yep.
That may be another place where we can catch quite a few locals.
Maybe, in this, I guess you've probably done this, but in the senior center or at Flag Rock, we do something especially for the seniors. They seem to be the ones that are missing a lot of the communication.
We have a senior worker who's been signing people up. So I should add this to closing here. If anyone needs assistance with it, maybe isn't as computer savvy as they would like to be, just call us here at Town Hall. We will take your name, your phone number, and sign you up. So we have access to landlines. We do not have access to cell numbers. So if you have a landline that's listed in town, you will receive the calls automatically, but we don't have any access to cell numbers, and that we rely on you to provide to us.
So I have one person with their hand up. Mr. Diaz?
Hey, good evening. I just wanted to mention that Code Red is recently bought by OnSolve, so the extension now is at message@onsolve.com. So a lot of it gets put into your spam. A lot of people's spam mailboxes.
Okay. We'll look into that. Thank you.
So I guess following up, it does say reply@onsolve.com. So there's nothing that we can change on our end, Mark, right? We can't change that to be.
No, but that shouldn't impact text or phone calls. That should only impact your emails if it.
No, I'm talking about the emails now. But is there any way that we can do kind of an alias, or do something that says Town of GB instead of onsolve.com, or?
I can check with Kara, our point person for Code Red, and see if there's anything we can do on our end.
I mentioned maybe we can put it in the bus as well. Sign your senior person that you were speaking of, Mark. Perhaps work the bus.
Yeah, we could do that as well.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
So licenses and permits. George Lay, the Guthrie Center for one-day beer and wine license for the Guthrie Family Show at 2 Van Duzenville Road, Great Barrington, on Saturday, August 7th, 2021, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve a one-day beer and wine license for George Lay of the Guthrie Center for Saturday, August 7th from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Second.
So I have a motion by Lee, a second by Ed. I don't see anyone here from the Guthrie Center, but we approve theirs pretty often. So any questions? Roll call vote. Garfield?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
And aye, it's unanimous. Jake Samuscott, 9-Pin Cider Works LLC for Farmer Winery to sell at Great Barrington Farmers Market at 18 Church Street, Great Barrington, from July 31st through October 30th, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Is there anyone here from the Cider Works? Just raise your hand. I don't see anyone. Does anybody have any questions that they would want to ask? So do I have a motion?
I make a motion to grant Jake Samuscott of 9-Pin Cider Works LLC a license to sell at the Great Barrington Farmers Market on July 31st through October 20th, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Do I have a second?
That's October 30th.
Yeah, through October 30th, yes, that's correct. So I have a motion by Lee, a second by Ed. Any questions? Roll
Yes,
call.
yes, they've done, they were there last year, correct?
And the year before, I think.
Year before, yeah, just check. Thank you.
Other questions? Roll call vote. Garfield?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
And aye, it's unanimous. Abigail Rollins, Berkshire Opera Festival for one-day beer and wine license for fall staff cast party at 352 Main Street, Great Barrington, on Saturday, October 21st, 2021, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Is anyone here from Berkshire Opera Festival? We'll be very generous tonight. We'll do all three of these without anybody here. They seem straightforward. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to grant Abigail Rollins of the Berkshire Opera Festival for a one-day beer and wine license for the Falstaff Cast Party on Saturday, August 21st, 2021, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
I'll second that, but you're on the board of St. James, right?
I have to, yes, thank you. I have to abstain. Thank you.
Okay to have the motion by her?
No.
Okay, so withdraw the motion.
I withdraw my motion and thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I'll withdraw my second. Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Motion by Ed, second by Eric. Any discussion?
I have just one thing to say. I would love to see the people have an interest or take an interest or be important enough that they need to show up.
Garfield, you're absolutely right. And there was a time that the select board would not act on these licenses if they're not here. And so we'll ask Amy and Carmen to reinforce that, because previously some of these were in-person meetings and people came from Amherst or whatever for 2 minutes. But as long as we're virtual, there's no reason that they can't be on the line to answer questions. You're absolutely right. So we have a motion and a second. So it's a roll call vote. Garfield?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
And aye, it's unanimous. Okay, moving to new business, the Berkshire Health Group appointment. Do I have a motion? Do you want to just,
Can I just
okay,
provide a little background here?
okay, seems simple.
So yeah, this is an easy one. The town has two representatives on the Berkshire Health Group, well, one primary and one alternate. Karen Fink, our former treasurer collector, was serving in the role of primary, and I would just ask that the board approve Alicia Doolin, our new treasurer collector, as the primary member representative for the Berkshire Health Group.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve Alicia Doolin as the Board of Health,
Berkshire Health.
Berkshire Health Group appointment.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Garfield,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Ed,
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
And aye, it's unanimous.
Thank you.
We have a proclamation to celebrate National Disability Independence Day. Lee, do you want to read that?
Yes, I shall. Let me just- A proclamation to celebrate National Disability Independence Day, July 26, 2021. Whereas National Disability Independence Day commemorates the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act on July 26, 1990. The ADA provides protection from employment discrimination as well as better access to goods, services, and communications for people with disabilities. And whereas the day not only celebrates the anniversary of the ADA, but it also serves several other purposes. The law first broke down barriers that individuals with disabilities face every day. It also marked a timeline of change that soon developed. Over time, common barriers such as narrow doors and small bathroom stalls became accessible to wheelchairs. Other examples include braille signs and crosswalks for the vision impaired. The changes improved mobility and safety. And whereas, beyond structural changes, the Americans with Disabilities Act motivated designers to enhance technology. Often, physical limitations restrict a person's ability to access legal or health information. New assistive technologies make it possible to obtain the necessary information. And whereas, as accessibility improves, the world continues to change in other ways. Many of today's brick and mortar businesses are ADA compliant. However, as more and more businesses switch to online versions, their websites need to meet the needs to be accessible too. With each advancement in technology, designers need to incorporate multifunctional approaches to fit every ability. And whereas we encourage all employers or designers to consider how accessible your business is to people with disabilities. The ADA empowers people with disabilities to stand up for their rights and give shout outs to accessible businesses and organizations. Everyone is encouraged to use #DisabilityIndependenceDay and share on social media. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Select Board of the Town of Great Barrington hereby recognizes July 26, 2021 as National Disability Independence Day, the anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act that passed in 1990, and be it further resolved that the Town of Great Barrington Select Board calls upon our citizens, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools to affirm the principles of equality and inclusion for persons with disabilities, to celebrate the freedom that the ADA inspires with forward-thinking design and technology, and to bring forth the promise of hope and freedom that is envisioned by the passage of the ADA, presented this 26th day of July 2021.
Make a motion?
No, you can make that as a second.
Oh, second.
So we were right on time, July 26th. So just roll call vote to affirm. Garfield,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Ed,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
and I. And this probably could go on our calendar, so we don't have to do this every year. We can put it on social media every year. Next, request to subordinate a real property lien from Cdbg FY14 Housing Rehabilitation Program. Chris?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Chris Rimbold speaking. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. We've done this before. This is a housing rehab program that the Town of Great Barrington and Town of Sheffield cooperated in some 6 years ago. Low and moderate income homeowners received grants, actually deferred payment loans to make to do rehabilitation on their homes. Might be roof, might be code improvements, as determined through the program. And the lien stays on the property until the time period expires after 15 years. It's a first order lien. But when folks look to refinance to take advantage of lower interest rates that we're seeing now, the bank typically looks to subordinate the town's lien. So we've done it once or twice before. This is another request, and the town manager and I recommend that you go ahead and do so.
Any questions? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to grant this request to subordinate a real property lien from the Cdbg FY14 Housing Rehabilitation Program to Carol Deal.
Second. And authorize the town manager to sign the subordination document.
As said.
And second. So I have a motion by Lee, second by Ed. Any discussion? Roll call. Garfield?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
And aye, it's unanimous. Before I go to citizens speak, there were, at the high point, there were 7 panelists and 15 attendees. Citizens speak. Just raise your hand, please, if anyone would like to speak. Select board time. We'll start with Garfield. Anything?
There's nothing, thank you.
Eric?
Nothing.
Lee?
Nothing.
And I have nothing. Media time. See no hands going up. Under Mass General Law 30A, Section 21A6, we would go into executive session to consider the value of real property, specifically to discuss the terms of a tax increment finance agreement for the redevelopment of 79 Bridge Street. If the chair declares an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the town's negotiating position. A vote regarding whether to go into executive session is expected, and the votes may occur during the executive session. I declare under Mass General Law, Chapter A, Section 21A6, that the purpose of this executive session will be to discuss the terms of a tax increment finance agreement for the redevelopment of 79 Bridge Street, because discussions of the foregoing in open session may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the town, and the board will not reconvene in open session at the conclusion of the executive session. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we move into executive session.
You have to read the whole.
Okay. I make a move that we move into executive session to consider the value of real property, specifically to discuss the terms of a tax increment finance agreement for the redevelopment of 79 Bridge Street. If the chair declares, okay.
No, keep going, Lee.
If the chair declares that an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the town's negotiating position, a vote regarding whether to go in executive session is expected, and votes may occur during the executive session.
Second.
Roll call vote. Garfield?
Aye.
Excuse me, just 1 second. Was it clear that the board is not returning to open session?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said it once, but it's good we say it as many times.
Lee repeated it.
Yeah, Lee did repeat it. So Garfield?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
And aye, it's unanimous. Thank you, everyone, for tonight's meeting. Once everyone gets off, we'll continue with our executive session and not to come back into open.